If you visit the Rippaverse, you'll see just how I move differently. Got more arm hair than an armchair. That's why they call me Papa Bear, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. My business got so many factors, and I got so many detractors. Those suckers gonna need to me, and ISIM's gonna sue me, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. Got 100,000 comics without any buyers, and a lot of insurance for warehouse fires, because it is what it is, and what it isn't ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. I sold 3D assets to a bunch of asshats for a pile of cash that's all gone up in smoke, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is, and what it isn't ain't it. What it is what it is, and that's it. You know a grifter's gonna grift and a scammer gonna scam. Next I'll sell these morons a comic about horsemen, because it is what it is. What it is, ain't it what it is what it is, and that's it.
All right, everybody, what is going on? Okay, I see people's comments, but I can't. Oh, there we go. All right, so we got Brad Skag. What's going on, buddy? Chaz, what's up, bro? We got a green heart from Zombie Bomb. I apologize for not doing the show last week, but duty calls. You know how it be. I don't plan for this stream to be that long. I don't even have that many topics. I just want to go over the Alex Pretty thing really quickly. And I guess most of this stuff is really going to be about Epstein. I know I said that I wasn't really going to talk about it that much, just because a lot of it is fake, and that still remains mostly true. However, I've spoken in the past about Pizzagate and how it's totally real, and I've been more vindicated than before. And we're not done yet with releases, so I don't know. Hopefully, the next batch comes with some charges, fresh charges. But as it stands right now, I don't remain optimistic. You covered your silly head. It is very, very cold. It is so cold. As many people in America, I too am unable to afford heat during this cold blizzard that I am living through out here in the desert. But you know, we do what we can to stay warm. Okay, we do what we can. Yeah, I just still want to say fuck Eric July. Eric July's a little bitch. Fuck him. And wow, you know, I might have to squeeze in this Elijah Schaefer situation, man. Uh, hilarious. Hilarious. Hold on, I gotta take this glove off. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, hilarious to say the least. That somebody who I've repeatedly bullied on the internet turns out to be everything I accused him of, which isn't surprising to me. But you know, it is what it is. So I already checked. We are good on Rumble, so we're rumbling on over there. And I just checked up on my bitches, and we're looking pretty good on BitChute. So shout out to the bitches. Thank you for joining. Everybody who is here, I sincerely appreciate it. Let me go ahead and send a message to my my subscribers over on YouTube and let them know that I am live. My goodness. I missed last week, so let me go ahead and create a post really quick. Let me see. You know what? Let me see if I can throw a poll up. I am live, smiley face. Come join me, heart. Okay. Let me see. Let me go ahead and pull up the chat really quick, because I feel like we should do a poll. We should do an impromptu poll in a minute. And see if anybody is surprised about this Elijah Schaefer situation. But let's just really quick, let's not bury the lead here. Let's just dive into this Alex Preddy situation, and this is just my overall thoughts. And this is from the perspective of like a woke tard, one of these resist shit libs. And he's not happy about how things have transpired regarding the Alex Preddy, Renee Good situation in Minneapolis.
This vibrant energy, and there was loud noise. There was loud volume in the restaurant, and I made an intentional.
Oh, hold up.
They ate as though they could consume the fear. I keep thinking about that quote. Yesterday, after what happened in Minneapolis,
I don't know where that quote is from. This guy thinks he's a lot smarter and deeper than he actually is. I'm sure it's from some stupid book like The Handmaid's Tale or something.
I had to go to work at night, and as I was going around town, I kept being amazed at how many people were just out at restaurants. Every restaurant was packed. Everything was packed, and there was just this vibrant energy, and there was loud noise. There was loud volume in the restaurant. And I made an intentional effort to look at people the same day after what happened, or the day of what happened in Minneapolis with Alex Preddy, and none of these people were remotely bothered by the world and what is clearly an escalating situation.
Yeah, it is an escalating situation. And it's because of people like you, and because of people like Renee Good and Alex Preddy, who feel the need to stalk and harass law enforcement. And as a result, these people ended up losing their lives because of their own stupidity. And by the way, this is a very rare moment. This is like witnessing Bigfoot. This is one of the few socialists who actually has a job. But yeah, this is also my experience as well. I go out a lot. I'm not home often, which is kind of sad. And I see people hustling and bustling. They're going out and enjoying their lives. They're going to, sports games. They're going to restaurants. And I too witness this as well. Dude, like the streets are just packed. The streets are busy. People are busy. And yeah, the restaurants are busy as well. People are just going out, living their lives, enjoying themselves. And I think that's great. And none of them are concerned with this situation that Alex Preddy and Renee Good put themselves in. That's true.
We are in a state of collective denial, and collective denial is much more powerful than individual.
No, I'm not in denial about anything. I don't think anybody is in denial about the situation in Minneapolis. There are paid agitators, insurrectionists, if you will, people who I believe to be terrorists, who are stalking and harassing law enforcement. They are impeding the federal government from enforcing the laws. As it stands right now, it looks like open rebellion. These people are openly coordinating on these messaging apps like Signal, and they are conducting what looks like insurrectionist ops, and they're trying to essentially lay the groundwork for armed resistance, or they're laying the groundwork for genuine resistance towards the rule of law. And I don't feel bad about what happened to Alex Preddy. I don't really care what happened to him. The guy was resisting arrest. He battered law enforcement. He brought a firearm to a situation that was not a protest. And a lot of people want to say, oh, well, he has a right to carry the gun. Sure. That's not in dispute. He has a right to his Second Amendment. Yeah, that's true. I'm not suggesting otherwise. He has a right to free speech. Absolutely. But you know what he does not have the right to do? He does not have the right to impede lawful operations that are ongoing in Minneapolis. He does not have the right to antagonize and threaten law enforcement. You cease the right to your claim to free speech, your right to the Second Amendment, if you will, when you engage in illegal activity. This wasn't a protest. And even if it was, in the Constitution, it clearly states that protesting needs to be peaceful. You have the right to peaceably assemble and protest and, announce your grievances to the world, if you will. None of which occurred on the day Alex Preddy lost his life. Now, I looked at pictures of Alex Preddy, and, I looked at his background and whatnot, and I did feel bad. I don't want this to happen to anybody. And it's sad that somebody who spent a significant amount of time in the universities to become a productive member of society. He was an ICU nurse, if I'm not mistaken. And this dude was consumed by, as cheesy as it sounds, the woke mind virus. And he saw fit to join up with these terrorists, stalk law enforcement, and essentially enable these criminals and help these criminals escape justice, which comes in the form of deportations. A lot of these guys are rapists, They beat women and kids. They touch children. They do all this horrible stuff. And there's millions of them in the country. And they're just allowed to be here because of the sanctuary cities. That Alex Preddy lost his life defending these criminals. He lost his life impeding law enforcement, preventing them from expelling these aliens from this country. That is who Alex Preddy is. And he brought a firearm. He wrestled. Alex Preddy was a soldier who went to war, and he lost. Am I really going to shed crocodile tears? No. But he does look like somebody I'd be like friends with. I mean, he looked like a friendly, normal dude. And even somebody like that can become ideologically possessed. It's sickening. It's sad how easy it is to convince somebody who is intelligent, who is educated, who has money, who has a career, who has a family, who had friends, into throwing his life away for violent career criminals, illegal aliens who should be deported.
Observation. No one thing I could see or say to them would change them or shake them from this collective denial, but it was still very shocking to see. I walked around all day yesterday with the heavy weight of what is happening in this world right now, and specifically in the United States. It is heavy. But all these people in their restaurants laughing, dining, making eye contact with each other as though nothing is happening. It reminded me of that quote, which was from Paris. As the Germans were advancing and eventually occupied Paris, there were lots of people like you and me looking around at the restaurants packed, the nightlife packed, and saying, like, how can you not see what is happening? But of course they did see what was happening. They chose to consume their time in the nightclubs, dining. There are stories about people fleeing France as it became occupied, and they were obsessed with which restaurants they would eat at along the way. And here we are, in our own state of collective denial. As the Germans were advancing towards Paris...
World War II, Godwin's rule. As soon as you have to invoke the spooky Nazis, you pretty much lose the argument. And again, it's not about being in denial. It's just these people don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about these career criminals who stalk our brave men and women in law enforcement and antagonize them and threaten their families, and prevent justice from prevailing. If you get beat up, that's on you. If you get, your save file deleted by the feds, that's on you. And again, none of these people made these videos when Ashley Babbitt or that old lady on January 6th got ruthlessly murdered by DC pigs, who aren't real cops, by the way.
Everyone called it the phony war, as though it wasn't going to come to their city in their time, but eventually, of course, it did. Simone de Beauvoir had a very famous quote that still sticks with me, and it shakes me right now. The city was still enjoying its spring, and yet, a few miles away, the world was ending. All of these people in my town, with this horrible news happening all over the country right now, still enjoying their meal, enjoying their time. And I'm not trying to guilt these people. I don't think that these are bad people, although some of these people need to wake up and understand what is happening. Some of them need to have some sense of morality. It is unquestionable now, as I watched them and I look back at what I saw, they ate as though they could consume the fear. I tell you this because you are not alone. There are many people throughout history who saw and see what you see right now, who felt and feel the way you feel right now. You are, in fact, not alone. Collective denial is very powerful, but your individual sense and observation will save you. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah, I mean, there's things to be worried about. Right now, the midterms are not really looking great for the Republican Party. However, it is still too early to tell what is going to happen. Every single week, there's a massive breaking story. Every single week, something crazy is happening, not just here in the United States, but all around the world. And I repeated a long time ago on a separate stream that nobody knows how this is going to end. No one really knows how this is going to end or play out. The way that people imagine it will, it probably will not. But as it stands right now, as somebody who voted for President Trump 3 times, who is still an avid supporter of the president, I'm not too stoked about what I am seeing. The things that happened in Georgia and Fulton County should have happened last year. Why Pam Bondi is sitting on her hands, the head of the Department of Justice, she's sitting on her hands as these clerks in government are running laps around her. They are too eating as if they can consume fear. They're enjoying their lives, completely unmolested by law enforcement, when every single one of those people deserves to be in prison for rigging the elections, not just in 2020, but in 2022 and even 2024. They tried very, very hard to rig it in 2024, but it didn't work. President Trump was like the last hoorah. And I am not the only one who feels or believes that. There are a lot of normies, people who are not really, pro-Republican, people who are not on the right, that ended up voting for President Trump because they were sick of the lawlessness. They are sick of the corruption. They are sick of these people grooming the kids, doing all this nefarious and evil stuff. They're, destroying the food supply. They're poisoning the food, et cetera, et cetera. And President Trump was supposed to be the person who stood up against that. And I like what Richard Barris said today on a stream with Robert Barnes. I mean, I don't really like those guys anymore. I don't think they're really trustworthy, and it's for personal reasons. But President Trump can just say, fuck you. I'm the fucking president, and I can do whatever I want. We're going to end the rigging of our elections. We are going to bring to justice the people that are responsible for, I guess, preying on these women and little children. And it seems like, the Krasenstein actually posted a very interesting email from the Epstein dump, and the name of the person that was sending or receiving the message was redacted. And I think Epstein said, I have a 9-year-old Brazilian boy. Again, like all these right-wing influencers are posting like these cute like videos of Trump like roasting Caitlyn Collins. Like, again, nobody likes the press, dude. Move on. We got to move on from the gimmicks, from the low effort trolling and the jokes. Like, it's not hee hee ha ha time anymore. The midterms are right around the corner. And my fear is if President Trump doesn't take this seriously, President Trump will probably end up in jail. And he would deserve it for not taking this as seriously as we're taking it seriously. The Democrats are going to come roaring back with a fucking vengeance. They're going to throw in prison. They're going to demoralize and absolutely destroy any sort of immigration apparatus or immigration enforcement apparatus in the country. And if the Democrats prevail in 2028, we're going to get the most open border elected official ever in American history. Biden let in 20 million. They're probably going to let in 40 million. They're going to erode whatever free speech exists on the internet with the help of their European allies, the internationalists in Europe. They're going to throw Elon Musk in prison. The watchfrogs will probably be no more because I will be censored for my offensive speech and for all the things that I have said and done on the internet, which I'm open about. But this is a reality that we live in. They make no secret about wanting to censor our lawful speech. And they might even get very creative with the law and use some perverted judicial philosophy to arrest political dissidents who speak the words that I speak. And it is because President Trump or Bondi or all of them or whatever dragged their feet in bringing to justice the people who rigged elections, bringing to justice the people that were deliberately involved in crimes. Fortunately for Trump, he is not implicated in any of the Epstein documents. A lot of people are saying that, the Bush Sr. ate a child, raped a child, he did this awful stuff. Orange Man threatened a kid and the kid's family with a gun, but these were intake forms. I've seen these in my own life through the lens of a professional. And I remember I received an intake from an individual. I got to be very careful how I phrase this. This individual called me saying that they sold their child to someone who wanted to adopt it. And this person changed their mind. And she was trying to stop them. And she was at the airport. And it sounded so real to me. I can't be very specific, but it sounded so real to me. It was like I did this stuff for a long time. And not once have I ever been rattled, but that one kind of rattled me. And I was very, very sad. Fortunately, the supervisor looked into it. The lady was crazy and had substantiated cases against her regarding abuse and harm of other individuals. We'll just leave it at that. And it was totally fake. And what I'm seeing in these intake forms are mentally ill, crazy people or politically motivated actors who are trying to besmirch the good name of our president, who are trying to malign the president and derail the mandate that was given to him in 2024. This is where we're at. And President Trump is not doing himself any favors trying to run from it. At least that's what it appears like. He's not doing himself any favors, not communicating this correctly to the public, not helping them to understand, not helping them to navigate through this. If he is honest and he is precise in his speech, he could probably navigate through this intelligently. But he's not doing that, and I don't know why. And that is very disheartening for me, somebody who's worked in politics. I would love nothing more than to help the current administration in steering this ship in the right direction. Unfortunately, they seem more committed to steering this into a pile of rocks and everybody on board drowning. That's what it looks like to me. And again, this is our last hurrah because the next Democrat president is going to fucking destroy this country. The Senate and Congress, if they are lost at the end of the year in November, they're going to kill the filibuster. They're going to, put Clarence Thomas in jail, the Supreme Court justice, for fraud. They're going to go after everything and everyone, and they will never, ever stop. And even if they are not successful, the whole point is to drag people through the mud, chill speech. And that's what I imagine is going to happen. The only way out for President Trump at this point, the only way to really salvage this is he needs to fire Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and Todd Blanche. They appear to be completely fucking worthless and stupid and unwilling to unbox this or unwrap this situation in a way that the people can understand. Because as it sounds right now, morons are running amok, believing that George Bush Sr., is eating babies. They believe that President Trump got this child pregnant, took her out on a yacht in the Great Lakes, threw the baby overboard, and then threatened the life of this woman. They believe this stuff. Just absolute lunacy. I mean, the people that want to blame me or say that I'm crazy for thinking the moon landing is fake, they unironically believe these things. So yeah, I think we're in a lot of trouble. Let me go ahead and read some of these comments before we move on to some more funnier, lighthearted stuff. I don't even know what you're saying, Brad. I don't know what that means. You covered your still here. Okay, I read that already. Eric who? Eric what? I said Eric July. I watched Eddington today. It was really funny. I don't know what that is. I don't watch pop culture shit, man. I mean, for the people that are invested a lot in this Epstein shit, one way that we can kind of defeat Epstein and his pals is just quit watching these movies. Quit supporting all this fucking slop. Played a horror movie music, whatever the masked hard people started getting weird about people not wearing masks. Yeah, I know, right? That's why you need weed. It breaks the conditioning. No, weed actually enforces the conditioning. It makes you paranoid. It makes you slow. It makes you retarded. Marijuana is incredibly terrible for you. Full stop. Unless you need it for pain, then I can understand it. But yeah, a lot of the weed heads, man, I think we're in this position because, look, as weed became more socially acceptable, society has gotten increasingly worse. That's all I'm saying. They were consuming fear like how this guy consumes soy. Correct. What do you think about the idea that it is time to find Francisco Franco and install him in power? It's just taking commies on their own terms. They don't respect rights or fairness. Costco law school. That's pretty funny. Yeah, why not? Why not? Hope you have a good stream, Joe. Thank you, Chaz. These people will unalive us if they get power again. Correct, Costco. Stop the yap. Shut up, Brad. Call in beta. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to think of emails that say someone ate fresh baby poops. That sounds made up. I mean, yeah. They're like, oh, yeah. It sounds like a zombie movie. It sounds like they lifted this from a zombie movie where some ghoul or zombie is like eating the intestines of like some person who like, I don't know, tripped on their shoelaces or whatever. And then like you see poop squirting out of the intestines. Like it's fucking gross. But yeah, Epstein was up to no good. The guy was clearly all the awful things that people claim that he is. So far, it's mostly a lot of these super duper elite people like Bill Gates, Reid Hoffman. It's Peggy Siegel, who we're going to get into, who appear to be really, really implicated in this sick shit. And but the thing is, it's like there's more Epsteins out there. Pizzagate is real. Like that stuff is legit real. Trump has to do something about it, or it's over. That's just how it is. I always knew that he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, dude, I was going through it, which is such a fucking waste of time. But there's no correspondence between Trump and this Epstein fella. There's no emails, there's no text messages, nothing, not even like a recorded phone call between these two people, as far as I'm aware. And and they're like, oh well, it's just Lutnick and Elon and Trump. Well, Elon is very vocal about bringing to justice these people, so it can't be him. Lutnick seems too much of a wuss to really engage in any of that stuff. It does appear that he hung out with Epstein with his family, and that involved kids too. I think Lutnick is a good dude. And again, he was neighbors with this guy. He probably didn't know better. The funny thing about the emails, though, iHypocrite pointed this out, which was the the amount of racism and bigotry against us goyim. They were literally referring to us as like the goyim throughout these emails, and they weren't shy about it at all. I mean, this is who these elites really are. They see us as cattle. They see us as disposable. They see us as suckers, and I think that's probably one of the most damning aspects of the emails was just exactly how the so-called elite talk about us when they think no one's watching or listening. I could only imagine the conversations he had in private with these individuals were significantly worse. Like I'm pretty clean. I'm pretty clean when I'm communicating with people online, but in person, I'm a potty mouth. I say offensive stuff all the time. But again, a smart person never puts any of that shit to writing. And for the most part, they were smart not to really do that, not to be very damning, but they slipped up quite a bit. Again, the Krasenstein, kudos to him for going through it. Found Epstein communicating with somebody, announcing to them that they have a 9-year-old Brazilian boy ready to ship out or whatever. It's pretty sickening, man. Again, none of this is funny. These people need to be brought to justice, and the people that are involved in the Epstein files, they're incredibly antagonistic towards the populist movement. They're incredibly antagonistic and hostile to President Trump. I mean, these people were literally conspiring against the president on live TV during congressional activities. They were grilling a witness, and they were literally taking instructions from Jeffrey Epstein, who appeared to have had some sort of influence unknown to Trump over his first administration. It's insane that President Trump got outplayed, he got outflanked, he got hoodwinked by this guy operating in the shadows. And again, these people bragged about controlling the world. They bragged about controlling the government, multiple governments. Lithuania, as we speak, is launching investigations, sex trafficking investigations regarding Jeffrey Epstein. And the United States needs to do the same thing, like tomorrow. Like this needs to happen before the week is over. And people need to start going to jail and getting charged and dragged through the courts and questioned. So we'll see where it goes. If Trump is serious, he's going to go full speed ahead on the Minneapolis fraud in Minnesota. He's going to go full steam ahead with this Epstein shit, and he needs to go full steam ahead with election integrity. If he doesn't nail these 3 really important things, we're fucked. That's how the cookie's gonna crumble. It's all fake and rainbow, Geo, not the Epstein stuff. Just like life in general. Yeah, I guess, man. Yeah, I mean, just everything about our life, everything about our contemporary American government or system is all fake. We have fake daycares, fake autism centers, fake Medicaid, Medicare offices. All these illegals are getting free shit. They're breeding like fucking crazy. Regular Americans can't afford to eat. They can't afford rent. They can't afford a mortgage. Interest rates are fucking bullshit. And it seems like everybody who breaks the law gets everything they want in life. And like, I'm still gonna be raw America and patriotism and shit. But if like, dude, I would love for people to have their healthcare needs met, their food needs met, and all their other needs met, so they can start having kids and big families like all these illegal aliens. We need to kick out the illegal aliens immediately so Americans can sustain a little bit of fucking life and have a family and be able to live somewhere. Because it seems like all these people get everything that they want. They get everything that they want. Free education, free phones, free cars, free medical health care. They get free everything. Free housing. It's fucking sickening. And yeah, Trump addresses some of it, but not all of it. So we'll see. Sorry, I missed your Halo stream, Chaz. My phone died right when you started. Okay, I don't need to hear that. You message him in private. So yeah, we got to move on. Just one last thing regarding the Epstein stuff. Again, I am blacklisted from the Hollywood industry, from the movie industry. Hollywood publicist Peggy Siegel offered to bring Jeffrey Epstein a little baby back for you or two from her trip to Africa and told him it would be so Madonna. And if you're wondering, yes, Peggy Siegel is Jewish. She was born on July 17, 1947 in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, to a Polish Jewish family. Her father owned a light bulb factory, and she frequently referenced her Jewish heritage in interviews, including describing herself as a Jewish princess from New Jersey, or as a Jewish princess from New Jersey. Her identity as a Jewish woman has also been central to her public statements regarding the backlash she faced after her association with Jeffrey Epstein became public, where she claimed the criticism was influenced by anti-Semitism and sexism. No, it's because you offered to, because you offered up little African children to a PDF document. It really has nothing to do with your background. However, that's not going to stop people from using it against you. A Hollywood publicist emailed Jeffrey Epstein offering to bring him a little baby back for you from a trip to Africa, saying the move would be so Madonna. Yo, I'm just going to say this right now because, again, I don't do the racism stuff. I don't, put down people or put down other races here on the channel. But in a very rare moment in watchfrog history, the white goyim, the brown goyim, the black goyim, the Asian goyim, we need to band together because these people clearly control the fucking world and control many powerful governments, and they will not stop until they're stopped. And the only person in position to do that is fucking, I can't believe I'm saying this, is President Trump. But this is where we're at. So an influential PR networker, Peggy Siegel, appears to have made the comments in a newly revealed message she sent to the disgraced PDF document financier in December of 2009. The email has also been uncovered amid the latest tranche of 3 million documents relating to previous investigations into Epstein, who died in prison in 2019. Yeah, guys, we're going to keep finding shit like this. 3 million documents is a lot. Granted, there's a lot of people on the internet scouring through these documents, but I mean, we're going to see stories like this trickle out throughout the next few months. Some of them are going to be more egregious than others. And a lot of the shit, dude, Peggy Siegel needs to be charged with a crime, or she needs to be dragged before Congress. She needs to be dragged before the FBI. They need to embarrass this fucking woman. Her statements need to be made public. She needs to answer for these emails and for whatever involvement she's had with this guy. Hollywood needs to be stopped. This is one of the propaganda arms of the Democratic Party, and they have to be destroyed. An account said to be Siegel's has her writing to Epstein about a trip being taken to Kenya from Amsterdam. The email told him, we cannot thank you enough. Yet another life experience. If the Maasai warriors don't eat us, the pirates from Somalia will. Okay, that's kind of funny. Siegel appears to promise to visit Epstein in January 2010, suggesting in the meantime she will have a ball and think of you all the time. The message adds, can bring a little baby back for you or two, boys or girls, so Madonna. Let's scroll down. Let's see if this fucking bitch has responded to anything, or she's replied yet. Let me see. An email from publicist Peggy Siegel to George Papadopoulos said on December 1st, 2010, said, George, do not think less of me, but I am putting together a very last-minute casual dinner for Prince Andrew, who is in New York on an unofficial private visit. Please come and bring AR. The list for far, and we are keeping this private and small. Prince Andrew, Woody Allen, and Soon Yi, Katie Couric, Jeffrey Epstein, where Andrew is staying. Jeffrey's house is one of the largest single dwellings in New York. It's beautiful, so come to blank for a very interesting, fast, fun dinner. XOXO Peggy. Let's see. Where's the part where she responds? Let's see. Oh God. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess Peggy Siegel hasn't responded to the allegations, or not allegations, but she hasn't responded to her own stupidity for saying these things. People think I'm crazy for saying all this fucking shit about Hollywood being fucking just a den of fucking idiots and debauchery and they're all PDF files or whatever. I mean, it is what it is. And by the way, Google was actually doing an excellent job of protecting people like this. I made a video about Chris D'Elia, and YouTube removed it, and they punished my channel. So whatever. Chris D'Elia was allegedly in a video game, messaging a minor on some app. Whatever. Good for him. He got away with it. It was let's see. I need a farm for my keys var, but I don't feel like I don't care about any of that shit. Going to work. I don't care about any of that. All right, so we got to go ahead and move on. All right, let's just get into the pop culture stuff. Let's have a little bit of fun here. So, breaking Minecraft is facing significant backlash after posting "Want to change the world IRL? Start in Minecraft." The post promoted its free Good Trouble DLC, which encourages players to explore global civil rights movements, learn about protests, and learn how to stand up, speak out, and build a better world. Oh, okay. Talk with civil rights leaders. John Lewis, Malala Yousaf. Wasn't this bitch shot? Rosa Parks. Make good trouble. Wow. Why can't anything just be fun anymore? How about go outside and play, Based? For the audio-only listeners of the show, there's a picture of what appears to be the capital of the United States and a bunch of angry Minecraft players with pitchforks and torches. Very based. The funniest part is how they turned off their comment section. LOL. Let's stop talking civil rights and start talking civil wrongs. Based. What is this communist bullshit? Yeah, I'm trying to imagine what a fun way it would be to like troll this. There was a video where let me see if I can find it, where they did like the exact opposite of this on Roblox. I feel like Roblox is like the more base version of Minecraft. Let me see. Oh shit, guys, I'm not even kidding. My keyboard died. Whoops. Oh shit. Oh no. Hold on a minute. I'm going to salvage this train wreck. Oh no, my cable's not long enough. All right. Okay, there we go. Oh, dude, this sucks. Oh man, this sucks ass. Okay, well, this will have to make do for now. Luckily I can still control most of this with my mouse. Yeah, the battery's dead. I'm charging it right now. Jesus. Yeah, Roblox. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Hold on. Roblox Ice. There's Mexican music playing in the background, I think, or Spanish music, whatever. I don't know if it's copyright. I don't know who the artist is. Please don't sue me or whatever. Dude, I like the guy in the background. He's just like super fucking jacked. It looks like he's just holding a clipboard. He's like marking off all the illegals that they need to be captured for the day. Making sure that everybody's got their this guy right there. Making sure they're fulfilling their ICE quota. Yeah, so apparently there's an ICE simulator on Roblox. I hear the game is free, so who knows? I might check it out. Looks like a good time. Yeah, Breaking 911 also broke this story. This is great. A family that is deported together stays together. Very true. I heart ICE raids. Yes, there's a lot of love for ICE, despite all the craziness that's happened. What is this? Okay, that's pretty funny. Yeah, very base. Let's say boomer alert. Yeah, no, I'm not boomering, dude. I just forgot to charge the keyboard. This rarely happens, I think. So yeah. Speaking of pop culture stuff, over on the Fleece and Bolter channel, link in the description, guys. La Cucaracha. Yeah, they should just play that in the background. That'd be pretty funny. That should be open domain. I think that song is very old. What is that? The Mexican national anthem or something? So yeah, over on the Fleece and Bolter channel, we already released the fourth Warp Storm playlist. It is just epic Orc Lane music. I'm actually I'm almost done with the puppet body right here. Because the armor is like a little bit heavy. Well, not a little. It's not heavy for me per se, but it might be a little too heavy for a puppet body. So on the inside of the puppet, I got this idea from the Swazzle puppet team. They put this thing called Rigeline. Dressmakers uses Rigeline, and they put it all throughout the dress, so the dress like maintains its form, like wedding dresses and whatnot. Yeah, so I used the Rigeline to kind of give this thing some stability, so it's kind of difficult to crush, and even more so, like if I try to like squeeze and compress it, it really won't let me. So it's going to be very very stable when I put the Space Marine armor on the puppet. So it's pretty much done. I just got to sew up some things on here and tuck in the excess fabric on the top. And yeah, dude, the puppet is done. The Space Marine puppet is going to be done. Who knows? I might finish this up tonight. We'll see how I feel because I got a really big day tomorrow. I got to meet up with some people. And yeah, so the music that inspired that or what inspired my music over on the Fleece and Bolter channel was I was just listening to a lot of the background music for Space Marine, some of the stuff in Dawn of War, and I'm listening to it. So there's a lot of orchestral strings, very deep percussion, and I hear hints of Gregorian chanting. You know, like this very gothic choir, and I'm just like, dude, that needs to be layered behind like a fucking dope ass guitar solo. That and I also like use inspiration from Dream Theater, Disturbed, Eminence, also Good Terms. I remember listening to Good Terms at like 2-3 months ago, maybe more than that. I don't remember how long ago it was. I was just like, you know, fucking just scrolling through Facebook, and I saw this band called Good Terms, and the song is called Progress. And it's about this guy going through life and progressing, and it's a really upbeat song. And in the middle of the song, they have this epic fucking breakdown, like these easy chord breakdowns. And I'm like, okay, we need some of that. So I feel like I concocted just like peak chud music, and it really is like fucking awesome to listen to while you're slaying space orcs or slaying heretical forces from Trench Crusade. I've been really diving into some Trench Crusade, and I just emailed those guys because I wanted to get the codex or the rule book. I wanted the hardcover one though. I hope they don't release it in paperback or whatever. But I wasn't an early adopter. I didn't pay for the GoFundMe, and I'm just like, can you guys like hook it up with one? And they said, oh, I have to wait because they're still fulfilling orders. So yeah, that's gonna come. But yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go over to Trench Crusade really quick because I want to show you guys this new tabletop game that is like all the rage right now. So if I go to Trench Crusade, here we go. And we go to lore, and also just going through the lore here, it really did inspire a lot of the music. Like I did a song about the Butchered Saint and how she manifests herself, saving the life of an unnamed soldier. And yeah, this is some pretty epic shit. Let me see. So if I were to pick a faction, I really like the Iron Sultanate. I think those guys are pretty good. And I also like the Old Powers of Europe. I think they're down here. Yeah. The Great Powers of Europe. So the Britannia is probably going to be the biggest unit that you can download. So I don't know if they're selling like kits of these, but you are able to download the STL files of these characters and, you know, do your tabletop gaming shit. So yeah, just really, really cool. Very chud-esque, if you will. And yeah, both Dawn of War 40K and the Trench Crusade, a lot of this stuff is really rooted in religiosity, specifically Christianity and Catholicism, and I think that's really cool. I've been listening to one of my buddies sent me like Greek Byzantine choirs or chanting. That I think a lot of that was pretty dope, and I wanted to use something like that for the music for especially the Warp Storm playlist number 4. That goes the hardest out of everything that I've done. It is the loudest. It is the most dynamic music that I've ever produced. So I was really happy about it. And there's just a lot of inspiration. And a lot of this stuff is really, really fun too. Because there's like a lot of tabletop communities out here in Vegas and Henderson. And everybody's like so cool and open minded. I've been trolling one of the groups. I found a picture of pink space orcs. And I'm like, and I said that I was really excited for the female custodies, but I'm also really optimistic about female space orcs. And they were like running into battle in like pink armor and shit. And people were kind of offended by the post. I thought the admin would take it down, but he didn't. So I guess that's cool. Warhammer has always just seemed like nonsense to me. Brad Skag, how dare you? No, how dare you? No, Warhammer's fucking awesome. Well, it depends what kind of Warhammer. Because there's Total Warhammer, and then there's Dawn of War 40K. But now there's Total Warhammer 40K that's also going to be released this year. So we're going to get 2 really dope RTSs in the Dawn of War 40K universe. And I don't know, I really like the lore. I mean, again, I didn't get into it through the tabletops or the books. I got into it like in 2008 or whatever when the RTS dropped, like the first one dropped on PC, and it was so damn fun. It was one of my favorite games ever. Let me look it up really quick. Let me see when this game came out. Dawn of War 40K RTS 1 release date. Oh shit, I lied. It came out in 2004. Yeah, I was like not even in high school, or I was like in 8th grade when it came out. And yeah, and I loved it, dude. So as a kid, like I was all about the Space Marines, bros. I was all about the Blood Ravens, but now the Astartes kind of captured my heart. So no, it's not. I mean, if you think it's nonsense, it's nonsense. But I don't know. Maybe the way you view Dawn of War 40K is how I view anime. It's just people have different tastes. People want to weeb out. You can weeb out. I don't like to weeb out. I like to fucking slay space orcs, with a chainsaw sword. I think that's fucking badass. Anime is not badass to me, but I know you guys like it. I'm not, again, different strokes. Okay. Nobody fucking kill me because I'm trashing anime. So yeah, I think this is awesome. I think the art is fantastic. I think they did an excellent job, notating the lore, notating what is happening in the story. You got some really excellent villains like these, dude, the missionaries of the Black Grail. These are like the Democrats in the Trench Crusade universe. So you got these like hideous little pig children. He looks like a pope, I guess, or something. I don't know. And you got this fucking dude. He's got like pig heads for shoulders. Very Lovecraftian. Like a lot of this stuff is obviously inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. I think that's great. I see a lot of inspiration from some 80s sci-fi movies like The Thing, and even just ancient literature that got into monsters and whatnot. Like this guy, the Lion of Jabbar. Yeah, this thing is very familiar to me. I know this is this thing is popular in literature. I just forgot which one. Yeah, I would have to consult with the nerds. Let me see, who are these? Oh, the Principality of New Antioch. Yeah, so this is awesome. Yeah, dude, look, there was a video game trailer, and I think it was largely inspired by this, because you're like a soldier in like a World War II era, and you're like literally in a trench, and you're fighting like witches and monsters and shit and zombies, and it looked really, really badass. Yeah, if there was like an FPS game of Trench Crusade, it'd be so fucking epic. It'd be so badass. Let's see. So I don't know. People never talk about characters. They always just talk about the factions. Yeah, I mean, that's fine if people only talk about the factions, especially if you're new to it. You gravitate towards what appeals to you. So some people really like the space orcs because they're very bright and colorful. They're very vibrant, and they're generally pretty funny. Obviously, the most badass faction would be the Space Marines. The second badass faction would be the Astra Militarum. And then, of course, the Necrons look kind of cool. Some people gravitate towards that. I'm familiar with some of the characters, especially when crafting and writing some of the lyrics for the songs. So there's some music about Robot Gilliman, Captain Titus. Did some pieces about, again, the Butchered Saint, etc. Yeah, and again, like I'm going to be doing lore videos with the puppets, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So ultimately, the Fleece and Bolter channel is going to be a lore channel. And I might just like move some 3D printing videos up there along with the puppetry stuff, because again, the puppet is going to be the face of the channel. And I don't know, like the lore videos are really fun and entertaining, but the problem that I have with them, it's always like some British dude who's like talking about like the origins of the space orcs or whatever, and I think that's kind of lame, because they're just like using images that aren't their own, and it's very possible they're using ChatGPT to write their scripts because they don't know the lore. They never really played the games the way that I played them. And again, I played most of them, Dawn of War, Tacticus, Dawn of War 1, 2, 3. I've even played the third one. I know everybody hates it, but I enjoyed it for the few weeks that I played it, and then everyone stopped playing it because the game kind of sucked, but whatever. But now the fourth one's coming out, so there's a lot of interest there. There's a lot of interest, and again, people fucking love the puppets. So I feel like the puppet thing is going to take on a life of its own, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, the music, you can always listen to it while you're fucking slaying orcs in space, and it's going to be badass. Okay. As much as I don't have any faith in Hollywood, a Warhammer film starring Henry Cavill would really get fans hyped for it. Since I heard Cavill is a Warhammer fan, heard he collects the minis. Yeah, he is a huge nerd. Like he's a PC gamer. Like he's a proper nerd, and he does seem like he's on the up and up. I don't. I would worry about a Hollywood rendition of it. I mean, you would need Hollywood involved. You would need like MGM Studios involved. You would need Amazon involved. You would need to have Lionsgate Studios involved, because like you need a lot of money, not even just for like the production. It's all production. It would be like makeup, costume, set designs. Like it's cheaper for most movies, but a Dawn of War 40K setting would probably cost a shit ton of money. But the thing is, if the games prove to be as popular as I think they're going to be, there would be enough interest, I believe, in a good sci-fi cinematic universe of Dawn of War 40K. But my fear is that they would like make it too political, and they would want to make it a critique on like fascism, which I think would be a massive mistake. And a lot of people like to think that like Dawn of War 40K like criticizes fascism, they criticize theocracy, they criticize religion, or over religiosity. It's not even just that, but it's like zealotry towards the living God Emperor, who for all intents and purposes he's Jesus. He literally gives birth to the Space Marine, the humanoid that is underneath the Space Marine suit. He gives birth to them. He creates them. He goes into the warp storm by himself. He comes out with knowledge and power, and he creates these things. He bioengineered them himself. And he uses these people who are called, these soldiers that are called angels. They're literally called angels. And I don't know, I guess that's like funny to some people or whatever. But the fascism, if you were, the oppressive nature of the Imperium of Man makes a lot of sense, though, especially if you want to survive. You can't like allow people to just like, indulge in egalitarianism. You can't allow people to indulge in like xeno rights and shit. You can't allow people to just believe in promote heresy, support the devil or Satan or literally demons, because as soon as you let that into your heart, you basically start like infesting your home and your city or whatever with agents of chaos, which are literally fucking demons. So you got to fucking crack the whip. You got to daddy up on the subjects of the Imperium of Man, because if you allow them to think or do whatever they want, they're just going to allow the demons into their fucking ship onto Earth, which literally happens, by the way. And it makes sense. And it's like, they want to, like, even Game Workshop wants to pretend like the Imperium of Man are the bad guys, but literally the villains of the primary antagonists of most of the factions in Dawn of War are literally the agents of chaos. they spring forth from the warp, and they only want to consume. You literally have Nurgle, who's basically the plague god, Slanesh, the god of like grape. You have the subversive god. You have the war god Corn. And all these people do, or all these gods do, is they do unimaginable harm to virtually anything and everyone. And then of course here comes the living god emperor, who's pretty much Jesus, to stand in the way of that at any cost, and everybody's got to pull their weight. It's either you live by the rules of the Imperium, or you perish and live as a slave under chaos. I mean, there's nothing else about it. Did he come out a full on ready to kill alien space marine, or was he a baby at first? He was a normal man at first. He was a scientist, from my understanding of the lore, and he went into the warp. And the warp storm is much like it's kind of like hell and heaven, and it's also a means of traveling through space and time. So that's how they're able to get to like one side of the galaxy to another fairly quickly. It's through the warp. But that brings about danger because there's like demons and shit there. And also there's like resurrection. Rabut Gilliman, who's the leader of the blue space marines, the Astartes, or the Ultramarines. They're from Ultramar, and he was resurrected. Saint Celestine, she's literally a saint. She has angel wings. She came out of the warp after being resurrected with wings, and she's able to resurrect. However, when you die, your soul goes to the warp, and the warp has like its own lore, and it was like created by other ancient gods. There's so many layers to it, and it's a lot of fun. So again, I think the Space Marine puppet is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a big hit, and yeah, and I'm going to sell a version of it on Etsy. And again, I'm going to start doing that once I'm done, like done 100% done with my home remodels, which should be hopefully by the end of this month. Like, so yeah, it's happening, guys. I picked Robert Rodriguez as a director. I don't have much experience with directors, but I really enjoyed Rodriguez on how he made James Cameron Alita Battle Angel, which is faithful to the manga. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like that Alita Battle Angel. I never seen the movie, but from like it wasn't rated that well from the Rotten Tomato critic score. But that doesn't really matter now. Nobody trusts the critics anymore. But the people that I've talked to that are also big nerds, like they really liked it. I don't know if I would trust Robert Rodriguez as a director. I don't know who I would have directing it. This is autistic. Tell us more. Yeah, I'm super autistic about this stuff. Well, it's like it is what it is. Like I'm just passionate about nerd shit. Like I'm a huge nerd, and again, I do gaming streams sometime. Whatever. I got a fucking 3D printer. Like I'm fucking nerding out hard, and yeah, and again, it's really just the music and the lore videos. That's gonna be the Fleece and Bolter stuff, and yeah, and not only that, like I can also do my fake crimes docuseries that I haven't really been able to commit to, just because life was just really really hectic and chaotic the past 2 years. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be fucking badass, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Again, like the music is there already. And yeah, so all I have left to do, I'm going to be stitching. I need to stitch these. I don't know why I didn't stitch it all the way. So I got to just stitch these really quickly, tuck them in underneath, and then just clean up the neck here really quick. And then that's it, guys. That's it. This is ready to go underneath the puppet, the Space Marine puppet. And yeah, I could probably get this done tonight if I really wanted to. The Dune director would do it faithfully, and it would probably have a decent script if it ended with him. Are you gonna nail humping Space Marine puppets to your wall? No, it's gonna be too big to be mounted to the wall. I would probably need to get a more sturdy mount. I do have a puppet stand. I've been selling modular 3D printed puppet stands. They're actually kind of popular. People seem to really like it. And what's so crazy is like I'm not advertising my Etsy. I really just rely on YouTube to kind of sell it. But it's weird because like when I was looking at my my metrics and why Etsy takes so much from like the sell, they're saying that they were like advertising this off platform, which I'm not aware of. It's really fucking annoying. Homer Simpson nerd. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a huge nerd. Guilty as charged. What can I say? What can I say? All right. Well, we need to get back on track, you guys. I don't know. Well, maybe some more nerd streams are warranted when time is of the essence or not of the essence. Let me see. Are there any other really cool characters here? Let's see. I think I did a song about the Trench Pilgrims. Let me see where they're at here. Yeah, so the Trench Pilgrims are kind of like the Astra Militarum within the Trench Crusade. The Trench Crusade also has really deep lore. Like, it's really, really great. So essentially, the way that the story goes, a bajillion years ago, some really greedy, selfish Templar knights, they I don't know, kind of like the Living God Emperor, they found this power and they wanted to use it for themselves, but they ended up opening up a portal to hell, and then a bunch of like spooky ass demons came out of the, I don't know, these gates that they opened up to from hell, and then the demons started like fucking shit up. So then most of humanity on Earth banded together. So you got the Muslims, you got the Africans, you got the whites. They band together. They use science and technology and magic to repel the forces of Satan. And what's really interesting is that because hell is where it's at, they can open up portals somewhat wherever they want. So there's multiple battlefronts, and a lot of the story really does take place on the battlefield, and it's pretty epic. So yeah, if we look at the STL files, let's see what STL files they have. So if we go to shop now. Okay, so yeah, they are selling the kits already. Oh, okay, that's cool. Where are the STL files? Here they are. So I have a 3D printer, so if I really wanted to, I can just download these. And yeah, so you got the Trench Pilgrims. These are my dudes. They're pretty badass. So they go in there with like their little rifles and machine guns and just start blasting in every direction. Let's see, you got some combat biology. Let's see. Oh, terrain. Yeah, so this, I've had a lot of success printing my own, designing my own terrain that I did put up on Etsy. Links in the description. And let me see. Oh, here's the big bull, the brazen bull, the Iron Sultanate. Yeah, this stuff is badass. This is so fun. It must be so fun to play this. I mean, like, I've never really played a tabletop game, but I'd be like willing to try. I'd be all into it. I'd be like the announcer guy. I'd just be like narrating the battlefield. It's like, and then the Trench Pilgrims advance in the position of the heretics, surrounding the church and taking it back and freeing it from its grips from the devil. Just shit like that. They wearing clan hoods? No, they're not wearing clan hoods. They're kind of like here, let's look at these pilgrims again. No, they're not clan. They kind of look like it though. Yeah, that does look kind of offensive now that I think about it. No, they kind of look like pyramid head, like a pyramid head helmet. It's meant to protect them, and I guess it makes it easier for them to like stab at larger enemies if they run out of ammo. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. It doesn't seem really tactical. All right. Let's see. The Buzz Lightyear film is woke. Dodged that bullet. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Ash Blackwind. I mean, it's Disney. Like, everything Disney does is just drenched in wokeness. There's no escaping it. Is there cosmic ice in this lore? Not that I'm aware of. Omega Tony is God. I haven't dove in that deep into the Trench Crusade lore. The cosmic ice? Probably not. Let's go ahead and move on, though, because we got some stories to get into. We got to get into more fun stuff. So crime. Shit, should I play the spooky music? All right. So the invasion of I don't want to spend too much time on this. So the invasion of the city's church was even worse than we thought. Agitators blocked stairs so parents were unable to get to their children at Sunday school. One told a kid, "Do you know your parents are Nazis? They're going to burn in hell." Yeah, so I'll just say this about this. So this is a situation where Don Lemonade and his band of woke retards stormed this church and disrupted their services, violating their civil rights and their right to pray and practice their religion, which is essentially a crime here in the United States. Don Lemonade is probably going to get away with it, though, because he is a member of the press and he does enjoy some leeway, if you will. And as sad as it is to admit, I just can't imagine a jury that will side against him in this day and age, especially given the political climate. I just can't imagine that he will be held to account for his actions. But the other agitators are less sympathetic. They're pretty gross and disgusting people. And, you know, much like the Trench Crusade, these demons stormed the church. They stormed the church. They terrified the children. They terrified the Lord's children. They prevented the Lord's message from being spread. They are openly hostile and antagonistic towards Christianity and the rule of law here in the United States. We are, as far as I can tell, in a spiritual war, a war for the soul of America. And it's only going to get worse from here, guys. It's only going to get worse from here. Schizo video idea. Who did Andy vote for, Trump or Kamala? Ooh, that is a pretty schizo video. My guess would be, I'm trying to remember a lot of the details about Andy. So Andy grew up in a single parent household. He played with toys at a late age. Then he went off to college. So I would guess that he would vote for Kamala Harris. However, as far as I can remember from the movies, he maintained a very clean appearance. He maintained a lot of like respectability. Andy seemed very respectable to me. He carried himself like a productive member of society. So it's very likely he could have voted for Trump. He had a cowboy toy, though. That is true. I mean, the toys that he was playing with might also tell us who he might have voted for. So he loved, you know, cowboys. The cowboys are generally good guys. He loved Buzz Lightyear, who's basically a space marine. He literally looks like a fucking space marine, like in Astartes. And, you know, and dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are pretty badass. So that I would categorize dinosaurs and space soldiers and cowboys as like a right-wing thing. So right now I'm leaning towards Trump. But he's got the single mother upbringing against him, and he also went to college, so he's got that going against him. I remember when I was in college, I was soying out. Okay, like I was not just a Bernie bro, but I was working for Bernie Sanders. So we'll see. I never saw 4, so I don't know if there was Andy lore. Yeah, I don't think I've seen 4 either. I think I stopped at 3. So I remember 1 and 2, and then 3 was the one where like he runs off to college, I believe. Or like he grows up and, you know, he's in high school and he's like getting into girls and shit. So that wouldn't count, but I know he does go off to college. So you know what? We can always ask Grok. Let's ask Grok right now. I mean, I'm already here. In the universe of the movie Toy Story, who do you think Andy would vote for? Kamala or Trump? Based on what we know about him, from what I can tell, let's see. Well, let's see what Grok says. Let's keep it simple. I don't want to insert bias into it. Oh shit. Okay, it's saying a lot of stuff, guys. We might not like the answer from Grok. Oh boy. Ugh. And he has common sense and is smart. He might be aware of the chaos happening politically and vote for Trump, but that's just wishful thinking. Yeah, Ash Black, that might be wishful thinking. Right now, Grok is still deep thinking. Come on now. All right. Andy Davis, the kid from Toy Story series, starts out as an imaginative, eager child who pours his creativity into epic play sessions with his toys. Okay, so he's already leaning towards being very creative. He's engaged in role play, so he despite the upbringing, with the situation at home, he still appears to be a healthy young boy. Think cowboys, space rangers, high stakes adventures. Again, that's what I was saying. He's got a single mom, dude. It's like the Grok was listening to me. He's got a single mom raising him and his little sister Molly in a cozy suburban home with no dad in the picture, which might shape his appreciation for strong family units and resilience. Okay, so that's more towards Trump. As he grows up, Toy Story 3, he's a 17-year-old heading to college. A bit gruff, lethargic, and easily irritated on the surface. Typical teen stuff. But deep down, he's still profoundly kind, loyal, and compassionate. He even thoughtfully passes his beloved toys to a younger kid named Bonnie instead of tossing them. Traits like caring, politeness, and generosity shine through, and some fan analysis peg him as enthusiastic and free-spirited. Okay. Projecting this onto adulthood in the Toy Story universe, say a mid-30s Andy in 2024 or whatever, he'd likely be grounded, family-focused guy with a creative streak, maybe working in something artistic or adventurous, valuing loyalty and kindness above all politically. It's all speculation, but based on his core values, I think he'd lead towards Kamala Harris. Wow. Why? Andy's all about empathy, looking out for the little guy or toy, and building inclusive teams where everyone from old school cowboys or to futuristic heroes gets along. Harris's platform emphasizes unity, support for families, especially single parent ones, like his mom, education, he's college bound, and progressive ideals that align with his imaginative, forward thinking side. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna agree with Andy's a Trump guy, guys. I'm just gonna go out and say Andy's a Trump guy. Again, like conservatives are also very empathetic. They're also very inclusive. Like, again, in my life, even as like a fucking libtard, militant atheist, retard, moron guy, conservatives showed me nothing but love and patience and empathy and whatnot. So I don't know. I just lean more towards a Trump vote here. Let's see. Discipline that grok. Tricking into using the N-word. Pixar fell off after Wall-E. Yeah, he made his toys. God damn it. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Well, we got to move on. Hold up. No more spooky music. All right. All right. We got to get into the 304 stuff. If it's boring and lame, we're just going to move on from it. Let's see. My wife keeps joking about an open marriage, and I can't tell if I'm being paranoid. Brother, if you have to ask, it is so unbelievably over. My wife, 33, female, and I, 34M, have been married 7 years, together 10. We're mostly solid, normal stuff, bills, laundry, weekend errands, trying to remember to be fun people and not just roommates. Lately, though, she's had this running joke is in quotes, that keeps landing in my stomach like a rock. It started maybe 2 months ago at a friend's dinner. Someone mentioned a couple they know who are open, and my wife laughed and went, honestly, that sounds kind of nice sometimes. And then looked right at me like she was waiting for a reaction. I laughed it off because it was a table full of people I didn't want to get weird. Later in the car, I asked what she meant, and she said nothing. It's just a joke, relax. Yeah, you need to go through her phone right now, because more than likely she's talking to like some dude who's in a relationship, and he's like, you know what, dude, me and my babe would love to have you join us for a night. And she's like, well, I have a husband who's like not like a cuck. So now she's like, oh, open relationship, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, dude, it's fucking over, bro. You need to go through her phone to confirm it, though. My husband won't leave me alone. Yeah, this is kind of lame. I don't care about this one. It's not funny. Am I wrong for refusing to sign a prenup? My boyfriend is a 7-figure earner, and he doesn't really believe in marriage since almost everyone in his family's marriage failed. But I refuse to be just a girlfriend forever. So my boyfriend changed his mind about never getting married, but on one condition. I would have to sign a prenup that financially protects him just in case if we do end up going our separate ways. The thing is, this prenup doesn't have a cheating clause. Basically, if he cheated, I would still not get anything from him. And I don't believe that's right. I know my boyfriend's not a cheater, but at the same time, I understand that I can't control someone else's actions and anything can also happen. Yeah, look, I'm pro prenup, but I do believe, I believe on the surface, without doing any research or giving this any thought, that there probably should be a cheater clause. You can't just fuck over the woman and then just like not pay. I think cheaters need to pay dearly for their actions. So if a whore cheats on a dude, she needs to pay in some way to the man. She needs to pay restitution for breaking his heart. And as a equalityist, I do believe that that courtesy should be extended to women as well. So I kind of agree with her there. Talk it out. Talk it out. I mean, again, you persuaded him to get married, which is a big deal. Having this provision in place, it's like, well, you want a prenup just in case. Well, I want a cheater clause just in case. Let's just be fair. Let's just call a spade a spade. Am I right, guys? All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Oh God, this is loosely related to the Alex Preddy situation earlier. Let me see. Give your wife back to nature. Yeah. I'm gonna speed this up because I don't want to listen to this bitch talk for that long. Let's go ahead and speed this up.
House this morning in light of another murder by ICE agents of an American citizen who was exercising his constitutional rights to observe and to legally carry defense on himself. Another murder by ICE agents of an American citizen who was exercising his constitutional rights to observe and...
No, he was not exercising his constitutional rights. He was engaged in criminality, and he wasn't observing. He was obstructing law enforcement.
To legally carry defense on himself. And I was basically like, hey, I think we need to make sure we're on the same page for what we do if and when this comes to our community. He knows that I've been working on some other things, but I was like, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. And he asked me, he's like, if they come here, are you going to be out there? And I said, you know me, you know who you married, and you know I do not stay quiet when people in power abuse their power to harm others. You know that about me. You've seen it. You've seen me do that. And I don't think I could live with myself if I didn't. And he was quiet for a while. And then he just said, I don't want them to shoot you. And I said, I don't really want that either, but I've got to do something good with this body I was born into and this one life, you know? So I just think people, make sure you have your affairs in order.
What a fucking loser. We're going to just stop right there. I mean, you guys get the point. The dramatic pauses. Again, this is what happens when theater kids think they're fucking hot shit, when they think they're hard as fuck. Like, dude, like, you don't know anything about, one, surviving on the streets. This person looks like they've never been in a violent confrontation. This is a giant fucking LARP. And fellas, chicks like this are only good for one night. Good for practice, and that's about it. I mean, dude, like, imagine, like, you come home from work, like, honey, I'm home. You're toiling away in the fields. Maybe you're working in a factory, or maybe you're like me, a tradesman, and you come home, you're drenched in sweat and drywall mud, and, wrestling, conduit in the freezing cold. And then this fucking bitch is like, hey, I might die. I'm going to go out there and fight to keep these Somali fraudsters in our community, in our so-called community, whatever that means. I'm going to fight and prevent ICE from arresting and deporting these convicted rapists from Ecuador and Nicaragua. Let's get our affairs in order. I'm like, wait. First off, like, I'm hungry. You're going to make me dinner. You're not going to be going out into the fucking streets like a lady of the night. You're going to be staying here and minding your own motherfucking business. See, this is what happens when you date and like, I guess, marry resist shitlib. You get videos like this, where this fucking girl is like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out there and fight the powers that be. I'm going to go fight my fascism, my boots, I'm not my bootlicker, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so this is what happens when theater kids watch that one shitty movie, one battle after another, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, this is me," or they're like, "Oh, we're the protagonists in the Purge series, the Resistance," like, or they're like the little bears, the Star Wars fighting the Empire. Like, no, you're not. You're just a fucking dumb, delusional fucking art hoe who thinks they're a fucking soldier. Look at all the other soldiers that went to war. They all lost. Renee Good, Alex Pretty, and I don't know. This bitch is probably all talk and just looking for the clout. So who knows? But still, this would be. I would be so embarrassed if my girlfriend or my wife like said this to me, like unironically, like if she were to like, it's like Giovanni, Froggy, sit down. I need to talk to you. We need to get our affairs in order. I just can't stand by anymore. Dramatic pause. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do something with this white body. I'm gonna weaponize my white tears and my whiteness, and I'm gonna defend all these Somali scammers and all these rapists from the third world. I'd be like, whoa! I can't believe I married a retard. I would just get up and leave, just start playing video games, and like on the sly, just like Google some divorce lawyers and shit, and just get the fuck out of there, man. Embarrassing. All right, what do we got here? All right, so we got another chick. What is this?
I need you to stop dating Trump supporters. And if your boyfriend's a Trump supporter, I need you to dump him. And if you're going on a date with a guy who you match with, I need you to stop dating Trump supporters. And if your boyfriend's a Trump supporter, I need you to dump him. And if you're going on a date with a guy who you match with on a dating app, I need you to ask him before you go on the date who he voted for. And if he says Donald Trump, I need you to say fuck no to that date. And if you don't have the time or the money to donate to political causes or to go out and protest, then at the bare minimum, I need you to not date the people who voted for Donald Trump. A man who voted for Donald Trump is a man who voted for a known pedo assaulter. I need us to lock in and stop letting men like that get anything good in life.
Right, well,
I need you to stop rewarding them with your
point.
presence and your time and your company when they are bigots inside, okay? Additionally, Donald Trump has platformed people who say some of the most atrocious things about women I have ever heard. They say that women ruined the workforce. They say that women should have never been given the right to vote. Is that the kind of man who you want of your children, specifically a daughter? Would you want that man to father your children? Because the answer is fuck no. I don't care if he's tall, I don't care if he's hot, I don't care if he's rich. It's fuck Trump supporters. Fuck them. It's a non-negotiable no.
Yeah, oh shit. Dude, I just heard myself. Yeah, dude, women give like the worst advice imaginable. A gray alien face. Hold on, let me watch this without audio. Let me see. Does she look like a gray alien? Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I mean, dude, this is like, again, like you can't with these crazy women. And dude, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we might have to go as far as to be like, when you're in a relationship, like you gotta have the talk with your significant other, and just be like, I don't want you hanging around these lib chicks because they're gonna undermine the relationship. I mean, that's what she's doing. She's undermining people's relationship. Like this is like legit Karen behavior. Like, dude, I don't think I've ever told anybody to like do something like this. Yeah, no, just mind your own fucking business. Mind your own motherfucking business. Stay out of other people's relationships. Quit fucking with people's shit. Again, women give like the worst dating advice imaginable. If you're a woman, don't listen to women. If you're a guy, don't listen to women when they give you relationship dating advice. Her hair looks fake. It might be. I don't know. It could be real. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I mean, just unbelievably trashy behavior. All right. But yeah, this again, like dating strategy. Don't fucking talk politics. Like when you're talking with somebody, like the least interesting thing to talk about is politics, no matter what. Unless like some crazy event like happened, like, hey, what do you think of those aliens, landing like on Earth? Like, isn't that crazy? I guess that'd be kind of cool, but whatever. All right, what are the crazy? Oh, dude, this is so fucking funny.
No, women are very sexual people.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
No,
Right,
women.
so backstory: this chick right here in the little black glasses, unknown to me, apparently this is Hassan Piker's girlfriend. I had no idea that he had a girlfriend for one, but he does. And dude, she cucks him on live stream. The humiliation on display really makes one cringe.
No, women are very sexual people.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You mean you know?
Yeah, I know. You know too.
I mean, I don't know really, but I know. I heard about it.
Want to find out?
I mean, sure.
Okay. Anyways.
No, women are very sexual people.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You mean you know?
Yeah, I know. You know too.
Yeah, dude. One of the co-hosts guy. Look at this little cuck face. I like this dude's reaction. He had like the only normal
really?
reaction.
But
He's like, "What?"
I know. I heard about
Want to
it.
find out?
I mean, sure.
Heard like right here. He's like, "Oh no!" That's like the "Oh no!" Ooh, ooh. And then he's like, "Oh!" He's just dazed and confused.
Okay,
and now
anyways,
he's got an open mouth, like, "Oh no!" Yeah, because Hassan Piker's like a tall, jacked Hamas bro. And he talks hard. He talks about like the proletariat and shit, but like he's a giant pussy. I mean, dude, just imagine getting mogged by this like little fruitcake on a live stream, and people are like, "Oh, well, he's a rainbow guy. He's a rainbow guy." I don't fucking care, dude. You don't allow fucking another man, regardless of his orientation. Dude, first off, look at the arm here. This suggests, like openness to whatever the hell she's throwing at him. He's got a very relaxed, like this is a very seductive pose. I've had this pose many times while communicating with a female that I was gonna hook up with later, and it generally worked.
Yeah.
So look how
I know.
comfortable he is.
Yeah.
I know.
And he's playing with his ears.
Yeah, I know.
He's
You know
doing
too.
his, he's nodding his head like, "Come on, bring it on!" And dude, she was all into it.
Yeah, I don't
all
know
while
really,
Hassan
but
Piker sat there completely speechless, totally fucking cucked. I mean, this is who all these soy dudes are. They're all just fucking weak and pathetic and just a bunch of pushovers. Again, like he should have stood his fucking ground, should have pretended that he's in Somaliland or Pakistan or Turkey or wherever the hell his family's from, and fucking put his foot down and put a stop to this debauchery on display. Like I was like rooting for Hassan Piker. I was like just yelling like, "Do something, bro."
No, I heard about
Want
it.
to find out?
Look at that. He does the little, "Oh, I'm so ashamed" look.
I mean, sure.
Oh, I'm getting so caught. And then his arms are like, he's like, "What is happening?" And then this dude, he knows what's up, man. He's not an idiot. I mean, he probably is, but at least he's smart enough to know that like what is on display is fucked up.
Okay, anyways.
Oh no. Oh no. Asmongold stays winning. Hassan later that night. Every hotel got that chair. Yeah, they do. The executive cuck chair is devious. Oh no. Oh no. How is Hassan feeling? Yeah. Hey ladies, the name's Piker. She's for the streets, brother. Just let her go. She obviously thinks it's funny. Yeah, it is funny. Women like toying with dudes like that. They're testing him, man. I mean, you can say he didn't lose frame, because he didn't say anything. But you look at his body language. The body language, for sure, suggests to me that he lost frame. He lost his cool. He's making facial expressions that suggest he's disgusted and he disapproves of what's on display. And again, she makes physical contact with the guy as well. Just insane, blatant flirtation. Yeah, fellas, don't ever tolerate that. And you need to communicate your boundaries, your expectation, and what's respectable and what isn't in a relationship before it progresses. Because you don't want them to use ignorance as an excuse. Hassan Piker, I'm going to cuck you. No, in real life. Oh boy, yeah, this look right here, this is it. You mean his? Oh yeah, and they were trying to defend him. They're like, "Oh, but he likes to suck cock," and I'm like, "Yeah, because a rainbow guy has never hooked up with a chick before." Yeah, I'm sure it's never gonna happen. Hassan Piker has nothing to worry about. He finna get his hoe fucked. Oh well, I mean, it's not the least bit surprising. They're just. I mean, this is just it. They're just cucks. That's what they do. All right. Well, God, I forgot about that. Good save. Oh, no. Gonna read all this. She insists her husband's politics have changed because he thinks illegals should be deported, but she doesn't realize she's been radicalized by Reddit. Now she doesn't trust him with her kids. Oh, no. They sell sex, but illegal singers in skinky outfits, dancing sexy. It's too easy to correct men with it. All right, we got to read this. I've officially lost my husband to MAGA. I should probably play some sad music. My husband and I have been married for 10 years and together for 12 years. We got together young and we were both politically in the middle. We agreed that neither side was 100% correct. When Trump was elected the first time, my husband's family became obsessed with him and this QAnon stuff. At the time, my husband thought his mom sounded crazy. She would come up with outlandish things that made her sound insane. We even got in fights with her where we cut her off for her insane beliefs. But ultimately, we reconciled with her and agreed to avoid political talk. Of course, this didn't stop her. She continued to send us conspiracy and things that were simply untrue. She still sends us stuff to this day. She knows that I would never support Trump and that I voted for Biden and then Kamala. She still doesn't stop. Yesterday, she texted me trying to warn me about vaccines and tell I shouldn't vaccinate my children. My husband is surrounded by MAGA people everywhere. His family, people at work, and Facebook. I've seen his Facebook feed. It's mostly far right-wing political content. It's making this so much worse. Recently, he's become racist and a bit sexist. He was not like this before. He's still adamant that he supports rainbow rights and he believes there should be an easier path to citizenship. Okay, that guy's a cuck. But he can't condemn what ICE is doing. He says they're just cleaning up a mess that was made by the previous administration, which is true. He claims he doesn't support splitting families and that their kids should go with them. Yeah, it's true. They should be together. I tried to explain why this is wrong, but it only makes him angry. Just thinking about him supporting this makes me physically nauseous. I don't understand how he can't see that what they are doing is a violation of basic human rights. I don't understand how he could support Trump when he's ordering these disgusting, irrational things. We have gotten in so many fights recently over this. I am part Native American, tribal member. My oldest daughter, his 12-year-old stepdaughter, who he raised, is half Mexican. Oh, God, dude. I am at a loss. Is justifying any of this. I forgot to mention we have 3 biological daughters together. Oh, okay. Well, at least he has 3 of his own kids. I don't know what to do. I don't want to share my kids with him if he's going to hold these crazy beliefs and ideals. I used to trust him and completely, but now I fear the thought of my kids alone with him if we were to divorce. I'm not sure what to do. I'm so lost and hurt. He was my best friend. I feel like I'm grieving him. What a fucking loser. I like this one. Women must be banned from the internet immediately. I don't trust her with her kids. She'd be the one to take them to a protest and put them in danger so she can use them as a shield. Yeah, this chick sounds retarded. Again, like I'll agree with her on this. The family's got to chill the fuck out and not really bring politics into, family gatherings or whatever. Like it just doesn't really belong, like in the dinner table or, like let's say you're celebrating one of the kids' birthdays or something. Like let's keep politics out of it, Like in my personal life, when I go out, like I'm not really doing politics. Like I don't talk about that stuff unless like we joke about it. Or someone makes a joke, then it's like I join in on the joke. I lean into the joke, but that's about it. All in good taste. It doesn't seem like the parents here of the husband are respectful of the boundaries. They're not respectful of the rules. So I'm going to side with the woman a little bit, but then she gets into this hysterics about not trusting the husband. Like, why wouldn't you trust him? Like, what's the problem here? Again, I don't know. He's probably better off just leaving her. Like, I wouldn't trust somebody this stupid. She sounds like more problems than she's worth. All right, we got to move on. Cougar relationships are hotter than ever with older women rushing to snatch up younger young men half their age. Guys, we don't have time for this. Let me see how long I've been streaming. An hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep this short. Oh God, hold on. I have to read this because she fucked a Mexican. Her Chad is a Mexican. Of course, she hates ICE. Yeah. Even that, like, she moved on and she got like a white boy. But she still thinks about her Sancho. So that's like really depressing. He should have known better. I don't know. Like if I was like that dude's friend, I'd be like, bro, like you really want to get with this chick, dude? Like, are you sure, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't think it's a good idea. Like he obviously doesn't have close guy friends. Because he would have talked him out of this because it sounds like a really terrible idea. It was hyped then. Rowan the announced kangaroo wearing boxing gloves. And I'm not reading all that shit. All right, so, okay, so my husband, I don't know what this is. This sounds absolutely hilarious, so I have to read this. It's not that long, fortunately. My husband preferred Shrek to sex on our honeymoon. 11 years ago, my emotionally stunted husband and I had a motel room rented by his dad with a nice jacuzzi, hot tub in it for our honeymoon. I loved it, even though it was in the same city we live in and only for one night. My sex drive isn't super high, but I expected some sex on my honeymoon. After all, we had just gotten married, but no. Instead, my husband wanted to watch Shrek playing on the cheap old motel television. He kept trying to get me to watch it, even though we had it on DVD and saw it tons of times already. I knew then for sure that I should not have married him. Emotionally immature is an understatement. My cousin was more mature than him when he was 8 years old. Not to mention, he has a sex addiction, foot fetish. Even though he claims he has an erectile dysfunction due to diabetes, at least the sex addiction mostly went away and he no longer steals women's shoes. Ugh, this is nasty. Wow. Okay, so first off, I didn't expect that. Damn, dude, like, you married an autistic boy. Like, what did you expect was gonna happen? This sounds like a sitcom, like a hilarious like a situation from Seinfeld or something. Sometimes I read these things and think I must be the coolest guy in the world. Yeah. Yeah, dude. If she was telling me this, I would say to her, "It's all over now." Let's go. God damn it. All right, so we got to do surprise cringe. What is this? The fuck is this? All right, we got to turn this up. So this girl with teal hair. This girl looks really stupid.
Take off the masks, you fucking pussies. Show your face. You kidnap women and children. You're all a fucking disgrace. No badge, no warrant.
Zero sex appeal. My boner is gone.
Under orders from the
This is
Trump
awful.
regime. How many
Awful
dicks did you have to suck? The goon squad has arrived. Chase
The
sixes
goon
and
squad has
criminals in
arrived?
disguise. You racist pieces of shit. You're all complicit. You fat fucks aren't even real cops. Cosplayers gone rogue. Too afraid to go after real
And
bad
dumb
guys
bitch
at
made a mess,
GTA.
too. Dude, like, how could you be so fucking lame? Zombie Bob, if I'm like super chatted like $100, I'll do a dance just like her. I'll just wave my arms around and stuff and be retarded. Yeah, dude, guys, like when you're dating, when you're on the dating apps, this is why you need to like look at their social media. Like they're like, oh, I want to know if you can mount a TV, if you got like a good credit score. I can show you all that. But I want to see your social medias because if you're posting stuff like this, it's a one night thing. Let's see, what other surprise cringe do we have? Oh no. So this is what looking at the arc feels like. I have $5. No, not $5. I'm not that much of a whore. All right, so I posted yes, hello, cringe please. Let's see what's going on here. Oh no.
I have an announcement! I'm ready to tell the world my real name. Guess who's going on a gender adventure right now? We are! You're coming with me, man! Boom! I came out to my parents last night, and it went really, really well, and I finally feel ready to share my name with the world. I've been going by Mal for the last few years of my life. It was a nickname for my dead name and came from a place of love from those closest in my life. And when I started going by Mal, I knew that it was just going to be a placeholder until I could figure out a name that really felt like me. When I first tried out this name a few years ago, one of my ex-best friends had a horrible reaction to it and told me to not name myself this name. It was such a bad reaction that I put the name off to the side, but never forgot about it. It was a name that I always kept going back to. A name that I just couldn't forget. A name that I've been going by for the last 8 months with my friends and have never felt more like me in my life. This name is really special to me. And after going by it for the last 8 months, I can't imagine not going by this name. And so, without further ado, it's time that I reintroduce myself to you guys. Oh, hey, what's up, dude? It's nice to meet you, man. My name's Mac. What's up, bro? I'm Mac, bro. Ah, let's go! Let's go! Ah! Yeah! Woo! Yeah, man! That's me, bro. That's me. I'm Mac. Nice to meet you guys.
If this was something that I witnessed in real life, I would just uncontrollably laugh in their face. It would be so rude, it would be so mean, and it would run contrary to like my like personality because I don't like being mean and hurting people's feelings. But I would not be able to control my laughter. Like laughing is like an uncontrollable action, really. Like if you genuinely witness something funny, like you just naturally laugh. It's uncontrollable. I would laugh in their face. I would laugh very hard. I remember watching this and I'm just like, I don't know anything about this dude or girl, whatever. But my opinions about this individual are illegal. The rage that I felt, the cringe that I felt is unfathomable, to say the least. If this is my child, I would fucking delete myself off this planet for what a glaring failure that I've become. To have raised such an obnoxious, annoying person and then unleashing this person onto the real world. And it's just like the whole time I'm like watching this thing and I'm just like, what I see is somebody who has never been authentic ever in their entire life. This is probably one of the most inauthentic people imaginable. I see you on video for the audio only listeners. It's this, I guess, woman who is now a man, according to them, and they're wearing this overly sized Hawaiian t-shirt and a t-shirt with like a fake chain around their neck and a hat that's worn backwards and tilted to the side to show how cool of a dude they are. This screams theater kid. This screams inauthenticity, and this is just very try-hardy behavior. This is everything that I hate about somebody. Like I've known people who aren't like Transformers or whatever, but they act like this, and I fucking hate them, and I want nothing to do with them because they're annoying. This person is annoying, and they're trying so hard to be something that they're not. And this person, I've seen this individual before make countless videos, and every time I see it, I'm just so unbelievably annoyed. And I think they're trying so hard because they think that the harder they try, maybe then they'll attract a friend, maybe a love interest. But I just can't imagine anybody tolerating this behavior. This is not acceptable. This is not an acceptable way to behave in polite society. This is not how you go about making friends or forming meaningful friendships or relationships. Being this inauthentic. I mean, it's no wonder these people delete themselves at the rate that they do, because nobody likes inauthentic people. Nobody wants this. This is awful. Oh, I'm sorry that I put you guys through that surprise cringe. Let me see. What do we got here? Oh, this is only 14 seconds long. So, libs of TikTok. Oh, never mind. RT delivery. A delivery nurse fired after wishing ill on cunt Caroline Levitt during labor. I hope that you effing rip from bow to stern and never shit normally again. You C word. Baptist Health confirmed Lexi Lawler was no longer employed at the hospital. So let's see what she says.
As a labor and delivery nurse.
Hold on. Why is it so quiet? I apologize.
It gives me great joy to wish Caroline Levitt a 4th degree tear. I hope that you fucking rip from. Bow to stern and never shit normally again, you cunt. As a labor and delivery nurse, it gives me great joy to wish Caroline Levitt a 4th degree tear. I hope that you fucking rip from. Bow to stern and never shit normally again, you cunt. As a labor and delivery nurse.
Yeah, so this person was fired. That's good. They should probably have their license to practice nursing or medicine or anything revoked. People like this do not belong in the professional world. I don't really think this person belongs in the majority of professions, to be honest. I wouldn't trust this person to serve me those juicy golden French fries at McDonald's. I would fear that she would spit in my food. That is who I think she is. That's how little I think of this person. And again, like, this is obviously a much older woman, and she's talking about witnessing a mother be in unimaginable pain because of her employer, because of her politics, because she's a registered Republican. Unbelievably sickening behavior, and people like this just don't belong in polite society. In my fascist country, she would be thrown in prison, because we just don't need people like that. People like this running around erodes trust. I mean, how could you trust somebody like this to practice medicine, to give aid to others when they have this much hate in their heart? It really is sickening. And I don't know. I think President Trump should do a lot more to highlight people like this and just be like, look, there are sick people in this country. All I am trying to do is make America great again. I've never hurt anybody or done anything wrong. I'm just trying to fulfill the mandate that I've been given by the wonderful American people. And she's wishing harm onto innocent women, innocent people who are about to give birth to little babies. Like, this is sickening. And these people exist, and they're everywhere. And they need to be put in their fucking place.
It gives me great joy to wish Caroline.
All right, some more cringe. Oh, God, what is this? For the audio-only listeners, this is just pure AI slop. You have the fat handmaidens from The Handmaid's Tale. You had the little wizards from Harry Potter and Jedis. Oh, God. Let's turn this up.
This ends now. Together we will fight. For freedom, hold your ground! This ends now.
Yeah, and I guess these people are going up against the ICE agents. Goodness. All right, so we have so Amanda Gorman, she's that like poet who did like her slam poetry when Joe Biden was inaugurated as president, when he illegitimately was put into office after the 2020 rigged election. And she ended up making a poem on January 7th, 2026, and it's called Killed by Ice by Amanda Gorman. All right, so this is a real poem from Amanda Gorman. Oh, this is from her actual account. Oh, this fucking bitch. All right, so yeah, the only reason I know about this is because some fruity Hollywood sexual ended up reading it. So I'm gonna read it for you guys. Here we go. Should I play music in the background? Here, let me see. Here we go. They say she is no more, that there her absence roars, blood blown like a rose, iced wheels flinched and froze. Now, bare riot of candles, dark fury of flowers, pure howling of hinds. Shit, I fucked it up. If anything, I improved upon it. If for us she arose, somewhere in the pitch deep of our grief, crouches our power, the howl where we begin. Straining upon the edge of the crooked crater, of the worst of what we've been. Change is only possible, and all the greater. When the labor and bitter anger of our neighbors is moved by the love and better angels of our nature, what they call death and void, we know is breath and voice. In the end, gorgeously endures our enormity. You could believe departed to be the dawn, when the blank night has so long stood, but our bright fled angels will never be fully gone, when they forever are so fiercely good. This is fucking dog shit. This is a celebrated poet. Dude, she's probably a millionaire. And she's made a career selling this fucking slop? This cringe? I could ask ChatGPT or Grok to produce me a better poem that would be light years better than this. But I can do you one better. I could have written a poem way better than this. And this is like a deep intellectual thought leader within the Democratic Party. This is fucking awful. Oh no. Oh no. This isn't Vinta stream, so no belching. I'm sorry. Oh, Venti? Yeah. I didn't mean to belch. I apologize. No, she does some hideous belching. Once that background music plays, I just stop listening. God damn, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? There you go, Artem. Let's read some of the comments, because I'm sure it's funny. Pam, what? Don't listen to the haters. Pour some more stuff like this. No. This is the purest of coal. The black. She drove to the cops. Those are the facts. Doesn't matter anyway. They have to go back. Okay, see, this is funny. Realize. Okay. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Renee got yeeted. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Horrendous. This is worse than her driving. Holy fuck, that's awful. This is dog shit. Enjoy my haiku. Silly word salad. Activist with leaden foot. At least the dog lived. Communist martyr. Why are you celebrating the death of a privileged white woman when you never do the same for BIPOC people slain in our communities? Based. Oh, scissor me timbers. Dude. Well, it's nice that a lot of the comments, people are just going fucking hard. It's a PDF file poem. This is slop. Not now. Go away. You are so bad at this. I don't even know what to say. I want to pile on. Here, I got to say something funny. Hold on. I'm going to unplug my keyboard. I want to be comfortable when typing this out. My mentor had stage 4 cancer. When he passed away, I was unable to be there during the memorial service. I lament that I was kept from saying my last goodbyes. It was traumatic. However, that is far better and funnier than this poem ever will be. Wait, no, the poem wasn't even meant to be funny. So this doesn't make a lot of sense. But the spirit is right. Let me think. What can I say? I'm just gonna be like, LOL, this is awful. Or no, I bet if I peed on a no, that's gross. What should I say? Oh, this is shit. You are a talentless hack. I can't believe morons pay you to write this slop. I hope that you use ChatGPT and get paid. No, I'm just gonna leave it at this. I can't think of anything funny. Everyone starts snapping. Yeah, it starts snapping. Dude, this is awful. How many followers does she have? What the fuck? 1.2 million followers? Why? Yeah, dude, this is so botted. Oh, what is this? Videos are posted from the public theater. Oh, of course. This Saturday, January 31st, remarkable activists and artists gathered at the public theater in New York City to speak and protest in solidarity with Minnesotans and U.S. immigrants. You mean illegal aliens.
So let us leave behind a country better than the one that we were left.
With every breath from my bronze-pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the golden hills of the west. We will rise from the wind-swept northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwest states. We will rise from the sun-baked South. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover. In every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country, our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. And when day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we are brave enough to see it. If only we are brave enough to be it.
Dude, you are not brave. You've never done anything brave in your entire fucking life. Holy shit. If I had a choice between like our current political system run and it's entirely like theater kid, you know, comprised of theater kids, or like pure fascism a la Dawn of War 40K. Yeah, dude, give me the fucking fascism. I don't want to be ruled by these fucking pansies, by these weak, pathetic, do-nothing bitches in society. Like, again, like, she thinks she's helping. Like, you're not helping. Like, I mean, just, no. Like, God, no. Gio, we can hear you dilating. I was making fart noises. Okay, we got one more surprise cringe. Oh, God, what is this? What is this? I don't, hold on. How bad is this going to be? All right, guys, here we go. I don't know if you're ready. All the comments cut off. Oh no, this is awful. Oh, dude, the punk scene is so fucking dead, you guys. I'm sorry, but music sucks. That's why I'm making my own. You wanted to watch this video so you could goon on stream. Shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of shit. Delete that comment. Well, not exactly surprise cringe. It probably belongs in politics or in the 304 section, but we got to get into Elijah Schaefer and what's been going on with this guy. She needs bigger boobs to be famous. No, she just needs to be talented, dude. Like, she has no talent. The chick on the right was kind of cute, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But, no, that music was just dog shit. Unmod me. I can't unmod you. I'm not on YouTube. Let me see if I can do it on a free stream. I can put you in timeout. I can block you. That's about it. I don't want to do that to you, though. All right, let's see. My wife divorced me and took my kids, and I have no idea where they are. I'm sober. I'm sad. I have good support. Thank you for everyone supporting me during this rough season. I'll get through it. Yeah, I don't believe him. I'm sober, said by no sober person ever. Yeah, that's probably true. Let me see. Oh no. Why do I got all these messages? Doesn't know how to behave around people. How? Cross the line with who? Oh god, hold up. Oh wait, I know where to find it. Because I tweeted at Cool Hand James. So let's look at the replies. And we need to... let me see if I can find it. I'm going to find it. I'm committed to finding this. Because there was a post where there were multiple... Yeah, dude, like, Elijah Schaefer's crazy. Oh my gosh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? No, I can't find it. I can't find it. Dude, we're just going to have to look up Elijah Schaefer. Oh, here we go. So from Natty, Elijah Schaefer sat on the hood of his car and posted for a photo, smiling and giving 2 thumbs up. On the same day, he said his wife and children had been kidnapped, and that the FBI was framing him for felony crimes, stealing all his money, and trying to kill him. I am a victim of serious targeted felony crimes. I am not suicidal. They have kidnapped my family. They have stolen my money. I will bring justice. I need the public to know. I do not know where my wife and kids are, and I cannot get a hold of them. They are filed as missing persons. They have gone missing. Last enforcement confirmed someone in my household set me up. They planted drugs and said I was a criminal. Yeah, Elijah Schaefer's probably a drug addict, in my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. But the thing about, you know, I guess this is a great way to tie off the end of the show, but I've been kind of disillusioned with politics for the most part. One, because like I'm just kind of sour on the way that Trump has been handling his second term, among other things, and just seemingly doing everything wrong. And even worse are the people on the so-called right, the dissident right, the populist right, whatever. Like the majority of these people are like all liars, and they're all retarded. Like Jake Shields is a retard. Nick Fuentes is a retard. Elijah Schaefer is a fucking slur. He's a lying piece of shit. He's a total fucking fraud. He's a thin-skinned pussy. And he just comes off as inauthentic to me. And it bothers me that so many more people just don't realize like how fucking fake and phony a lot of these right-wing grifters are. Like all these people are frauds. And Milo Yiannopoulos was posting about how like Elijah Schaefer was like banging this chick, Sarah Stock, when she had a boyfriend, and they only stopped after she or before she got married. LOL, he thought they were kidnapped. Yeah, dude, the guy's fucking insane. These people are like legit insane. They're mentally ill. They're drug addicts. They're degenerate sex pests. And like the funny thing is, somebody else posted it. I don't remember where, but it's something that I've said before too. It's like a lot of these people are dorks and just like total failures in everything, but they found like a modicum of success online, literally doing nothing and just receiving like a torrent of money just thrown at them. And they're doing drugs and they're partying it up, and like they've never gotten attention from women until they became, internet famous. And this is the ultimate conclusion of losers who end up becoming successful in some meaningful way. And good for them, I guess. But I mean, the dude spiraled out of control. This is probably one of the most like horrific crash outs that I've seen from a right winger in quite some time. This is pretty bad. And Elijah Schaefer, he worked for the Blaze. He was one of Glenn Beck's boys. The slightly offensive stuff was pretty popular, and he did a lot of really good on the ground stuff. And he was present in some pivotal moments in American history, like the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting. Like he was there on the ground, and like I thought he was pretty brave, But the fame and the money or whatever, the drugs, it allegedly like it got to him, right? It got to him. And now we're seeing this epic crash out where he thinks his family was kidnapped, and the feds are trying to like frame him for crimes he didn't commit. Yeah, a lot of these right wingers are just fucking like retarded. And even like the Groyper generals, like they went from like trashing Trump and then like embracing him, but then trashing him again. And then they were like, oh, you know, we got to expose the Epstein list, and we're gonna trash Trump because he's not fulfilling his promises, which is understandable. But now they're saying that Jeffrey Epstein has aura and that he's cool and based, and you know, they're saying like the age of consent thing. Like they're talking like libertarians. Like it's really weird. Truly, I barely even watch political stuff anymore. Yeah, like, dude, Owen Schroyer, total fucking retard. Alex Jones, total fucking, like, all these people suck, dude. Like, all these people suck. Like, for me, like talking about politics and stuff, like, isn't really, like, I don't know. Like, it's not worth it anymore. The people on the right who call the shots, like, in politics, like, they don't want to listen to people who know what they're doing. You know, like it's so bad. Like if the Democrats called me now and they offered me a lump sum of money to go work for them, it would be tempting. It would be tempting, but it would have to be like under my terms, and it would have to, and like they would have to ditch the woke shit, you know. Because it seems like right now the Democratic Party, like if the smart ones, the smart Democrats, they're distancing themselves from the Epstein stuff. They're distancing themselves from like Hollywood, and they're distancing themselves from the Israel AIPAC stuff, and they're doing that a lot better than the GOP, and they might actually get somewhere. But you would need somebody like old school Bernie Sanders, who is against immigration and against illegal immigration and is for the working class. But it's got to be somebody stronger than Bernie, though. Somebody who's willing to carry on the work of ICE. And as far as I know, that doesn't exist. So I would never vote for a Democrat. But man, if the money is good, it'd be tempting. It'd be tempting. Like, I don't know, like if Dina Titus called me, I'd probably work for her. She was nice to me. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, a lot of these right wingers, dude, like they're all just liars, man. You know, the ortho bros, like they're all like closeted freaks and trooning out and shit like that. You like Brillium. Nick Fuentes is praising Jeffrey Epstein and saying that he's got aura and that he's cool and stuff. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, it's so fucking lame. Like, all this shit is so lame. Like, you got like the mystery meat boys like Sneeko, Andrew, Tristan Tate, the Fresh and Fraud guys, and they're just fucking clowns, bro. Like, they're just clowns to me. Like, they think it's funny and edgy doing the like Hale Hortler stuff. Kanye West, another figure. Like, dude, like I feel like I was just like ahead of everybody on this because I'm just like, dude, all this shit is fucking retarded and lame. Like, none of you people are like doing anything at all. Like, none of these people are based to me. Like, none of them are like cool. None of them move the needle politically. None of these people are like are enacting any sort of change. Like Nick Fuentes or Kanye West, none of these people enacted genuine change in the real world. Their influence is dramatically overstated. The shit was kind of nuts. But I still don't believe anyone sucked baby poops. Look, I mean, it is nuts. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the Epstein files that's like legitimately worth talking about. Like how they see us as cattle. They're calling us goyim. They're using it as a slur. Obviously, I use it as a term of endearment because I am a goy boy. Jimmy Dore does decent stuff. Jimmy Dore, more like Jimmy Bohr. The guy's a fucking douchebag. Fuck him. He should be in prison for life for spitting on Alex Jones. Yeah, fuck Jimmy Dore. He's a pussy, dude. The guy's a fucking pussy. If you're a fucking man and you spit on someone's face, who you're not even fighting or like even like duking it out with, and you spit in their face, like you're a fucking woman to me. You're feminine to me, and you belong in prison. Went and talked at a UN meeting recently. Who, you did? Oh no, he did. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, Jimmy Dore sucks too. He's another guy who doesn't move the needle politically either. He thinks he does, but he doesn't. Like, he's supposed to be a comedian, but he's not funny. Yeah, saw there was lots of Jew stuff. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, it's indefensible. The things that I read, like, I know I'm kind of adamant about like not criticizing, you know, that country or those people. But yeah, the fact that all these douchebags that censor our speech and you know, control the military industrial complex and academia, and like all these people are like scientists and shit. It's exactly what I said when I was debating that pedophile and when I was debating all those science fuckboys. I'm like, look, these people want to like take our speech away. They would literally throw us in prison for disagreeing with them. And that's the kind of world that Jeffrey Epstein wanted. And he surrounded himself with tech bros like Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Reid Hoffman, Bill Gates. I could go on. And like, that's what he was really doing. The guy was like a clout whore. He was a clout goblina. He just wanted all this influence and all this clout. And he was just in a position. He was in all the positions at once. Like he was a shapeshifter. He was a money. He moved money. Like the guy. He was a shot caller. And I think the crimes relating to, financial dealings is pretty significant. That sort of corruption, like all that stuff matters. And like Trump being like, oh, well, there's nothing there. It's like, dude, we know that there's something there, and you know that there's something there, and you're pretending that there isn't. And like, it's not funny or cute anymore. Like, you need to fucking make your move, and you need to make it fast, or like all this is going to be for nothing. I guess they do suck up baby poop. Never thought about it that way. Who knows? Who knows? I was never involved in any of those things. I'm like the only person not in the Epstein files, it seems. Again, I've been blacklisted from that industry, from Hollywood. Like again, like there's so many industries that want nothing to do with me, like the entertainment one, and it is what it is. Again, like I'm not a part of the tribe. I'm not a team player. And, I have my beliefs and I vote for who I vote for, and I'm not going to make any apologies for it. And if I'm not welcome, then so be it. I'm not interested in kicking down the door. Okay, so they definitely said baby poop. That was real. Again, I don't know. It's possible. I wouldn't put it past these sick bastards. They're just sick, gross people. And not only that, like, they're not even that impressive. Like, Mike Cernovich made a really good comment about Epstein and the way that he typed and how it was like an IQ test. Let me see if I can find it, because it was really profound and I really, really liked it. Let me see. Cernovich. Let me see if I can find it. The Epstein file releases the domino meme in real life. My long-term friend and lawyer, Mark Randazza, got a legal alert regarding a civil lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell. He noticed, contrary to federal rules, the entire docket was redacted. He emailed me asking if I wanted to file a motion to intervene and unseal. It was one of those wonky cases I would usually fund via Patreon. I had at the time for such matters. You could do it for $10,000 or so. Seemed like an interesting project. We had no idea, though. Suffice it to say, it cost a lot more than that and led to much more. And as is often the case in life, I rush into things without thinking it through. Sometimes that's the best approach. Yeah, it's crazy that Mike Cernovich ended up really setting this off in motion. Let me see. Let me just see if I can search it. Right here. Let's say IQ test. Oh no. Oh man, I'm trying to find it, guys. I can't. All right, some of these comments. I'm impressed with the shit YouTube is letting me talk. Oh yeah. Quick and it's also quick say disavow. Yeah, Zombie Bomb, I disavow everything that you're saying. I disavow. It's really hateful. Did the rules change again? Look, I'm not here to police your speech, but I do disavow. Let me see. Post. Maybe it's under replies. You know what? I liked it, so let me see. Let's go to my page really quick. I bet I'm gonna find it because it was really, really great. Oh my god. Let's go to likes. You know what? Hold up. Control F. Oh no. Damn, maybe I'm not gonna find it, you guys. Whoops. The fuck is this? I like this. I love when I get the chance to use this. Well, I can't find it, guys. So it is what it is. Let me see if I reposted it. Can I see my reposts? No. No, I can't. Oh well. Yeah, Noam Chomsky. He's defending his good friend Jeffrey Epstein. I always knew this guy was a piece of shit. I was just never impressed by him. I just don't think he's I don't think she's that great. Well, it's gonna be it. Yo, my boy JF, who follows me, he's on the Epstein files. Dude, what a crazy life this guy lives. He's like talking about like breeding with women and bringing them over. He's like importing these chicks to his like dungeon in Canada. He's accused of killing his ex-wife and getting away with it. Do a Tim Pool impression while you have the beanie on. Tell us about Civil War. Oh, God. I can't do a Tim Pool impression. I'm not that pathetic. I'm just not. Oh, I think we're getting close. Maybe we're getting close. Maybe? No, it was 13 hours ago. No, whatever. Whatever. Oh yeah, Turkey Tom exposed for being a gooner. Andy Chomsky. Yeah, man, Civil War. Oh my gosh, I'm half Asian. Look at me. Look at me. That's my Tim Pool impression, I guess. Yeah, but essentially what Cerniver said was like the way that Jeffrey Epstein typed or communicated in his emails or in his text correspondence was so poor and disgusting. It was like an IQ test, and he said that like he would never bother communicating with somebody who's so stupid. But if you're a Tim Pool stream, but you're a Tim Pool streamer now, yeah, I guess I am a Tim Pool streamer now. I'll accept that for now. Well, yeah, I'm gonna relax. 'Cause I had a long day, and the stream went on for over 2 hours, just too long now. So yeah, everybody, I thank you for joining me, hanging out. Had a blast, had a good time. Hope you enjoyed all the cringe, and hope you were able to laugh with me. And yeah, hopefully things get better. Again, don't listen to these right-wing streamers because most of them are just fucking idiots and they don't know what they're talking about. And most of them are liars and deceitful and duplicitous, and they're not worth the money that they're paid. They're not important enough for people to surrender their hard-earned cash to. And they don't provide any value whatsoever. Most of them don't move the needle politically. The ones that do are like not as egregious. Like Tim Pool is pretty bad, but I mean he's not the worst of them, and I think he's more helpful than not. But yeah, I just become so disillusioned with politics that I'm just kind of over it. But we'll see. We'll see if Trump pulls another miracle out of his ass. But he's survived 3 assassination attempts. He pulled off one of the greatest electoral miracles in American history. I think we're all out of miracles at this point, but who knows? We are living through the time.